Today I have a question for you. What makes a good question great? A few weeks ago, I was watching a live workshop with Tim Ferriss, an American entrepreneur who's famous for his podcast, where he has fantastic, fascinating conversations with his guests. He's known for being an amazing interviewer. So, when the audience had a chance to ask him questions, someone asked him, "What makes a good question great?" His response was, "A good question is one that comes from listening to the person and responding rather than moving on to the next question on your list." This is a really important point for non native English speakers. So often, when you're learning English, you're always thinking about what you're going to respond next. But the skill you really need is learning to hear and understand rather than listening to respond. And to be perfectly honest, native English speakers also need to learn this as well. It's much more important to listen to the person and respond accordingly rather than just saying whatever it is you've prepared in your head. So, what I want to encourage you to do is to practice these good questions so that by the time you have a chance to ask questions, you already have them in your head. You already know what you could possibly say, but you're able to choose questions that are interesting and things that are in response to what the other person has to say. You should be focused on creating the conversation rather than controlling it. You want to create a deeper, more interesting conversation with the person that you're speaking with. And that's the thing. So many non-native English speakers focus on how they sound and whether or not the question that they're asking is perfectly grammatically correct. But the reality is, if you're having a good conversation, the person who you're talking to isn't even going to notice your mistakes. They're going to be much more interested in what you're talking about and the questions that you're asking and how to respond to them and how to keep the conversation going. So I want you to focus on asking good questions and also being a better listener. When you improve both of these skills, you're going to notice that it's much easier to have better conversations in English. I hope this tip was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Once again, I'm Kim from EnglishWithKim.com. I'm your guide to the essential conversation skills you need to sound more natural in English. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. I'll talk to you again soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.